Hello, hello, hello. Brenda has 5 and 6 on Brighton. Yeah. Are we talking about Brenda Weltner? Because I saw something that she had on today that was pretty interesting. It's just it's tough because the book of Revelation, right? When you get, not that I'm any kind of expert, trust me on that, but when you really start to get it figured out, it doesn't tighten up. It you know how, like, when you are working on something, and the answer starts to tighten up and you start to, like, okay, this is the answer. The way the Bible is, man, it's almost like it's alive, and it's almost like the thing is, like, not changing on you, but like what you thought yesterday is different yesterday than today. And so I definitely don't envy her, for sure. She's got a tough job, and she does a very good job, I think, of it. But I even asked her about that. I said, "Is it the same for you, where you feel like, okay, well, it's been 5 years now, you've been reading it, and does it get to the point where you're like, oh yeah, yeah, it's starting to tighten up, and I'm starting to see the answer?" She says that it's more alive than that, which is, I thought, pretty cool. Pretty cool that she said that, because it makes me, like, feel like, because I've read Revelation, I don't know, 30 to 50 times, and I still don't really fully understand it. Like, I mean, I don't even fully understand how it's even in sequence. So, I mean, I always give a lot of credit to people that can read at that level, because it is like, part of it is being able to read English the way it is, right? You're an English major, so right? Part of it is, it is a higher level of English, right? And then the other part of it is that that book is just amazing. Like, the best proof for the Bible is to just read the Bible. I mean, that's just the way it is. Oh yeah, that uncool paranoia. Yeah, she is. She is. You know what? Like, I think if she could keep her head on straight, right, and and stay focused on the right stuff, which she hasn't given me any indication that she can't. But if she can, she's going to be special, because she's got it. The thing you can't teach. And it's hard for me to say what that is. It's just, you can tell when somebody has it. Like, okay, that person could be a person on I wouldn't say a celebrity, right? Because we know how that all works now, right? But somebody that's you know gonna have a lot of people want to watch her stuff. And so that's the best compliment I could really pay it, because the live streams are fun. Like, it's not just interesting, but it's fun. The chat is lively. Everything about it is good. I can't say enough good stuff. So if her focus is on Christianity, right, which is the way I look at it, is just the truth, right, then she's going to steer a lot of people in the right direction and be. Uh, yeah, I do believe she has the Holy Spirit. I do. I do believe she does. Just because of the way she speaks. So some people are young in the spirit when they get it, right, and they still joke a lot. And it's still funny to kind of mock things until you start growing up in the spirit. But she doesn't seem to be like that. She seems to be mature, right? So, but I don't know her that well either, so I'm not gonna give all this glowing stuff and then say this is a person you can 100%. I don't know. So far so good though, and that's to get to this point is hard. So, uh, yeah, let me say hello to everybody. Hello, Cindy. Good to see you finally back here. Deb. Hey, AJ, my man. Um, Deb is here. Did I say Deb already? Yep, I did. Sorry, Deb. Dee Dee's here. Kay Stover. Ray is here. Clutch is here. My man, Clutch. All right, let me see if there's anybody else new. I think that's all of us. It's just us today. Woo! All right. I'll try never to do that again. Woo! That's not good. That is not good, ladies and gentlemen. Well, today, like, I don't know, man. I was off and on sleeping a little bit, taking care of some stuff. I'm trying to handle things on the phone that I would normally go to my appointments for because, the only time I ever wear that mask, man, and I regret it every time, right, is in that damn hospital for, the time I got to wait for my medicine, right? I shouldn't be taking the medicine and I shouldn't even be in there, right? So it's like either way, right? I hate it. The whole thing, right? Um, I don't know if she is Mandela or not. I should find out. I should find out because I'm not a Mandela person. I'm not into that Mandela. I have my thoughts and opinions on that. I can get into that. But anyway, I hate going into this hospital because I mean, there's no way around wearing the mask. You have to wear the mask, like, or they'll refuse services to you. So I'm trying to slowly go there less and less, and so that's how I'm going to deal with that because it's horrible. Plus, not only that, right? But they got. I mean, as soon as you walk into this place, right? This is the VA hospital, right? And so the minute you walk in, there's a line for for the jab, right? I mean, people are lining up for this thing. Can't wait to get it. And not only that, right? So that's already horrific, right? But there's another line right next to it for the flu shot. Now, if that isn't, I mean, to me, that I would consider that to be, let me spread out the words, spread out the words. I consider that to be very terrifying, to be honest, horrifically terrifying. And so I'm just not a. Well, here's the thing about Mandela Clutch, man. I mean, how do you prove that, right? Like, how do you prove a personal Mandela effect? That's the tough part, right? I'm not saying that it's not what you're saying it is. I'm not saying that, right? And I do know that there is something weird about how we all like kind of remember things in a way that's like, I do remember it that other way, or something, again, like the Star Wars or whatever, right? But I mean, and to tell you the truth, the guy that broke it down the best was what's his name, the troll, and I mean, he was like, yeah, how are you gonna have like a 20-year-old kid, right? Tell you you've been eating Jiffy for like 50 years, right? And then some 20-year-old kid is like, oh no, it used to be called Jiffy and not Jif, And then you're like, what? I've been eating this stuff for 50 years. What are you talking about, right? No, it used to be Jiffy. I know it for a fact, I mean, come on, man. Now we're getting unreasonable at that point. So I think there is some weird stuff. People are remembering things in a weird way. Our brains are being eroded, by whatever is like on TV, the overstimulation, the violence, the sexual content everywhere, right? It's unbelievable what there is to fry our brains, and then we got that on top of it, right? I mean, sure. No, 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 no. I get what you're saying, Clutch. No, no, no. And to tell you the truth, I would believe you. That's the thing. So yeah, don't take please don't take offense to that. It's yeah. I like I would believe you. It's just there's so much weird stuff with that. And I could see how they would use something like there's always some kind of weird anomaly that seems different than it really is, and I could see these cats jumping on it and taking advantage of it or causing it themselves somehow, you know? And I think what'll happen is like, you know, of course, what they want to do is use that to say, oh, yeah, the Bible's changed, you know? And yeah, and see, Ray of Sunshine says that she's got evidence to debunk them all. And I would be inclined to believe that's possible. So I would like to see some of her work. Hey, do you have videos, Ray? Or it'd be cool for like even if you want to come on for like you know like 20 minutes one day and just like rattle off a couple of them. That would be pretty cool. Shoot, I'll drop a link right now. You want me to drop a link right now? I will do it. It's up to you. I hate putting people on the spot. Never mind. It's up to you. Hey Seth, how you doing? Welcome. But yeah, man, we've all dealt with like people across uh you know, I mean, look, we this is what we need to work on. I mean, look, I'll tell you what I want to work on. You tell me if you want to follow suit. That would probably be better if I said it that way. But this is what I think, in my opinion, that we should work on. Yeah, no offense, Ray. Yeah, it's cool, Ray of Sunshine. I didn't mean to put you on the spot like that. Um, I was asking Ray of Sunshine to debunk some of the Mandela effects, but if anybody wants to come on to talk about something, just type in the topic that you want to talk about, and most likely I'll have you on. But like, I at least want to know the topic that so that way I can be kind of ready for the code, those secret words, right? And so I can be responsible for that, so you don't have to worry about it. And so yeah, like I think us getting along, right, is like the thing that we need to we need to focus on because we've all been like soured by like these people that oh you're talking about Jiffy Pop, right? But the see what they're talking about Jiffy peanut butter, right? That the peanut butter was called Jiffy, right? But the peanut butter was always Jif, man. I remember it was Jif. It's always Jif. It was never Jiffy. If someone said that it was Jiffy, they're a fool. Yeah, but the lion and the lamb thing, right? Is a mainstream like that's a mainstream saying, right? And then in the Bible it says wolf and the lamb, right? But it's like sometimes the mainstream will get it wrong, right? Oh man, we're gonna get into it, right? Right? Like I wanted to talk about getting along, but it never works out. I must have started off like, yeah, we gotta treat each other, love our neighbor, right? I must have started 100 shows that way, and then we end up on flat Earth or something else, and I'm cool with that. It doesn't bother me. Look, the group is alive. Whatever you want to do, I'm cool with that. Cold Springs Queen says, drunk people and the fact that they should never make phone calls. Just kidding. Had a long day at work. Oh yeah, man, drunk people on the phone. Let me tell you about when I was 2 years old. Let me tell you about the stuff I had to go through. I had a job when I was two, you know? Yeah. It's always been wolf, yeah. But a lot of people will swear that it's lion and the lamb because the mainstream gets it like that, right? That's just like the mainstream and the golden rule, right? Do unto others or whatever, right? and the Bible version's different or not there. It's in a different way, right? And so there's a lot of things like that. Like there's a lot of things in the mainstream that are in the Bible, but just in a written in a different way. Like karma, right? Like I'm not a karma guy, right? I don't believe in karma, but I do believe in that if you reap what you sow, right? So that's kind of like karma. So like you can say, okay, well then yeah, karma's in the Bible, right? But that doesn't mean that it's in there like that, right? And so there's a lot of ways to say, oh yeah, this, some kind of good saying or good um, you know, phrase or whatever came from the Bible, but then when you go see the version that's in the Bible, it's different, right? Because you can like pretty much, like anything that's good, really, or any kind of good wisdom, right? There's a good chance that it's in the Bible. Like it's just a good chance that it's in there, right? If it's helpful in living, right? There's nothing new under the sun, then it's probably in there in a way, right? And so yeah, Mandela is to make you doubt, I think the Mandela is to get you to doubt um the Bible itself, right? You know, you said I tear stuff up drunk. I will kill a custom fat boy. Oh my God. Wow. Wait, so you're like like you like to fight people when you drink or something? I was never like that. Like I was like I don't know what's wrong with me, man. Like I've never been like every time I see a cartoon or something, right, where there's like somebody drinking, it's always like, "Oh, you want to fight me, man?" It's like, "What? Why? How do they go straight to the violence?" Like, and that's a lot of people have that opinion that that's what happens, right? I never got like that. I just drank and I was just like, I don't know, more happy. And I don't know. I wanted people to leave me alone. Like I didn't want people to come up to me. Maybe I'm reversed. Maybe I'm made in a reverse fashion or something like that. I just always want to be left alone when I'm happy. I guess there are different types of drunks because my dad was like more mean when he wasn't drinking. Like you would almost wish that he was drunk. You're like, oh man, why can't you drink, dude? Like why do you have to come home sober like that, man? Like it. I know my mom appreciated him being sober, but for us kids, it didn't make a difference. Anyway, on to scripture, Matthew chapter 17. Oh, sorry, Matthew chapter 7, verse 15. Beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves. Yeah, absolutely. I prefer the word ravenous, you know, because they're just horrific people, man. And they come in here and they dress up in sheep's clothing and they just want to go after your flock. And it's almost a full-time job to protect sheep, right? And then to go get new sheep, right? It's like so much needs to be done just to help like a mission go forward. And really the fruit of the mission really has got to be just the family, right? Because the amount of sheep that you bring in is not that many. I mean, it's not common to have like 100 people a week get saved. Like that's dreams, that's fantasy, right? But yes, he will leave the 99 for the one, and that's what it is. That's what it feels like. For every 99 that you have, you get one. For every, like it does feel like that. But yes, he will leave the 99 that are in line for the one that's out there. That's right. And sometimes like you run into that broken person, right? And you're like, man, I'm glad that God left the 99 to get you, because you turned out to be like inspiring, right? And I think God has a way of looking at people for what they are in their heart, like what they really are, not for the act that they have to put up for to defend themselves, not for the defense that, they have to put up, not, all the bad habits they've learned in their life, but really who they are inside. And I've seen some of the most broken, um, devastating people, right? Like end up being some of the best people I've ever known, right? And that's not by accident, right? That people don't make a drastic change like that unless they have it in them, right? And so, thank God that God does that, right? Yeah, He did that for each one of us. I was talking to Deb today, and I said, we got to help the ones that are that people don't want to help, because we were those people that nobody wanted to help at some point, right? And so it's good to reach out to that person that is hard to help, that's hard to love, that's hard to defend. Defend the person that's hard to defend. And I think that because I pray for those types of people, and I get them, trust me. And I know a lot of people have come up to me and said, well, why do you have so much patience for this one person? Or why are you always sticking up for this one person and it feels unfair? But it's just the way it is, right? Not everybody gets, it's not like everybody gets 10 talents, right? Sometimes somebody gets one, somebody gets five, somebody gets three. And you expect more out of different people, right? Sometimes you're going to have to take a loss when you're right, and just to let somebody grow, right? And it's tough to do that, right? Because it's very nuanced, right? It's tough to say there's no set, right and wrong, right? I mean, there is, but there's different amounts of patience for different amounts of for different people, right? Hey Hannah, how are you doing? Good to see you. Glad you're here. Somebody else snuck in here that I didn't see. Uh, well, I'll have to see. Michiganders jump trucks out here, 60 miles an hour through them trails. Oh, hey, you did a video, right, of you and this dog pulling a sled of wood. I probably can like it was like I don't know, a 7-minute video. I could have probably watched that video 100 times, man, probably 1,000 times. It was so relaxing, man, watching this dog pull this sled. But but Mitch was saying, "Get behind me! You better be pulling that sled just as hard going up the other way." And it was just so funny, the relationship between a man and a dog in the woods, right, where you need that dog to work, right, as opposed to just he's your pet, And like if I had a dog, I wouldn't need it to do any work, it would just be chilling with me. But if you need it to do work, you're depending on that dog, right? Like he's depending on you, right? It's a different relationship. And I could have watched that tape, I mean, over and over and over again, just because you can really tell the maturity of a person by how they interact with animals. You really can. And I didn't mean to break it down like that. I'm a nerd. I guess I'm a nerd when it comes to people or creatures interacting with each other, right? Yeah, dogs are liberals and socialists. Wow. So what are you a cat person then? Like is that what it is? A cat is a it wasn't you? Oh, okay. Well then I didn't know it was some guy in a hat. It's hard to tell, man. Then how do I know who is you and who's not you then? Because I've seen you in oh, Bobo the Bonehead. Oh, okay, okay, yeah. Well, you have one video with a cat where you're telling the cat stuff like you would tell a dog, and the cat was listening to you. Like it was like like you were like, come over here, and the cat would like answer and go towards you. Like if I had a cat here and I said, come over here, that cat would give me a middle finger, you know? Like, and I don't know if Michigan cats, right, are different than California cats. Maybe. But yeah, I don't know, man. Always trying to walk behind you so he don't spook game, and he keeps running in front of me. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Because you have Bobo. Yep. Yep, that's right. That's right. Because if he spooks your game, man, then you're not gonna get any food, man. But I saw all that wood in there. I was like, oh, that's a lot of work, man. If especially you have to carry it all the way up that hill. Yeah. No, man. I mean, I don't know, man. Maybe it's because I'm not from there, but I could watch that videos like that for hours. It's to me, it's like a nature show. I'm like, okay, what's happening in the trees here? Like, how do these people live? You know? I mean, I want to eat a bowl of stew and hang out with my family. You know, like, like it's cold, right? Like we don't ever have that here. Nobody needs to huddle close in California. Yeah. I don't know, man. I've seen some weird stuff in my life, man. Some weird stuff. I remember I was like 12 or 11 or 12, and there was this guy he was chaining a TV to a bus stop. And I asked my dad, I'm like, what's going on with this guy chaining this TV to the bus stop? You know, there's nowhere to plug it in, you know? And, he didn't know what to tell me, you know? Like, what do you tell a kid, you know? It, I guess you have a sign, a cardboard sign or something, like, you to inform people not to pee on your stuff or whatever. But like other than that, like what do you do with a TV chained to a bus stop, you know? It's a sad situation, right? And so I don't know. Cindy says Steven can't remember to feed himself, let alone a pet. Oh yeah, I would never be able to do a pet. Yeah, I'd never be able to have a pet. I would like to have a pet, but I have well, not a small apartment, but any apartment is too small for a dog, I think. I mean, it's nice. I mean, it's nice. I got a fireplace and hardwood floors in my kitchen, and I mean, it's a nice place, but it's too small for a dog, I think. You gotta have room to run around. Is that the name of the dog, Michigander? Is that his name? Oh, you said Bobo earlier, so maybe or Bobo's your dog. I don't know. Okay, Bobo's your dog, but so the other dog is Di. Oh my God, that's horrible. But do you just call him D for short, or like so 200 pounds? Wow. Oh wow, that was only 175. Wow. Information in the word. Yes, I love oh man, the word of God, man, is amazing. And then any kind of information that's new to me, right? Like how does this work? Like how does this relationship between this man and this dog, right? Like what needs to happen? Like what does this dog need to do to survive, you know? For the whole team to survive, you know? And so like you carve out roles, right, for people and value. Like, oh man, if that dog went out, who's gonna take that dog's place, right? Like what's gonna happen, right? And so you try to factor these things in, right? And some animals will really, you never know what you can use a bird for, right? Like it'd be pretty sick if you had a bird that was carrying firewood up like a hill or something like that. That would be pretty sick, right? So you have to leave a room open for anomalies like that, right? Like, oh, look at this sick bird, man. Oh no, people are out there yelling. I hope that they're having fun instead of like fighting. You never know, man. What time is it? 5 o'clock? Okay, it's probably just people chilling. Yeah, it could get pretty hairy out here. That's how I know the news is fake too, man, is because there's too many murders happening out here that never hit the news, right? You're like, well, how come none of these murders made the news, man? Why are we talking about what's her name, Petito or whatever, and not the two people that died last night outside here? It's because people that have illegal weapons are gonna get illegal weapons whether you change the law or not, right? They have to bust people that have legal weapons and they like took medication and flipped out or something, so they can tighten the regulations. It's always an agenda. Always an agenda. Yeah, it's just amazing. So are any of you guys like going through anything like, you know, cuz like I need to start checking cuz I can't get to all my messages now. I'm at that point now where, when I sleep an extra hour or something like that, I can't get through my messages. There's some that I don't get to in a day. And it's bothering me now cuz this is like 3 days in a row that I have a surplus of messages that I just haven't gotten to people, right? And I have some level of prioritizing if I know what's going on with a person, right? But if there's things going on with people, please don't hesitate to call me, or message me and let me know that stuff is going on, because it's we're reaching a time, right, where it's written in the word, right, that people's love for one another is gonna like dwindle, like people's love is going to wax cold, right? People's faith is going to go down. There's going to be people that we thought were Christians, right, that are going to flip on us, right? And it's already happening. Like, I already have examples of this happening. And so just know that this is going to happen. We're going to need to be there for each other, right? And like this has been happening. I have a couple examples of this happening that you guys already know about, right? Especially like with Joel and all that, right? That freaked me out, right? And then we watch and then I watched Brenda today, right? And I enjoy some of her revelation work, but like she was talking about, this is a sign of things in the end, right? We're gonna have to support each other even when it's hard. Even when it's like, okay, well, I don't like that person, or I don't like this person, or blah blah blah, right? Personal stuff, right? The fact that we love Jesus and that we've accepted the gift of salvation and confessed Him as our Lord, right? That gives us something in common. And I'm not saying that the other stuff's not important. And I'm not saying that the truth isn't important, right? All the truth is important. But there has to be a commonality, right? Where we got to say, okay, this is what it is, and this is where we draw the line, right? Like if we agree on this stuff here, then we're gonna have to take care of each other. Brenda's like Brenda Weltner. She's like a person that studies Revelation. I guess you would say that well, she's been doing it like probably full time for the last 5 years, and things change. It's a new. She's got some new ideas, and she's trying to break some stereotypes that, not stereotypes, but break some mainstream beliefs, right? But she's one extreme of it, and then I know people on the other extreme of it, so most people are in the middle, but she's helpful because you can pick and get stuff from everybody, I think. And she seems like a nice lady, so you know I don't know what I think about her yet. I haven't made that opinion, but I don't dislike her. That's for sure. She's all right. Good enough to watch, I think. Yeah. And so like you got to balance that out, I guess, with other stuff. Yeah. See, and that's what I like about her is that she's willing to drop everything that she knew before. That's what makes it easier to to accept, right? It's like, okay, well, if you can drop the things that you've learned your whole life, right? And to learn from scratch, then, you're really looking into it, I think, because yeah, she has a YouTube channel. Maybe Cindy can post a link or somebody in there. Oh, Chris is in there. Chris, post a link of Brenda Weltner if you can. Um, yeah, and so yeah, it's yeah. Well, I mean, like, so yeah, like people are gonna like start like stop having love for each other. People are gonna start turning on each other. This is gonna happen. This is gonna if it's not happening already, it will happen. Even people that like I'm like nice to, right? That I'm good to, there's gonna be people like that that are gonna hate me for no reason, no rhyme or reason, I don't know when it'll start or who's gonna be first, but it's gonna happen. And so I'm prepared for this, right? Because God said it would happen. And he's been right about everything else, right? So I trust God 100%. And the stuff I do understand about the Bible, I'm going to trust it. The stuff I don't understand, I know that I don't know 100%. Well, I'll keep bringing it up with you guys and getting different opinions, right? And we'll get as close as we can to the truth about everything. But the reason I don't dig in so much is because I don't want to be wrong. That's more than um, wanting to have a good structure. I don't want to be wrong. And if it's not something I could get in confirmation in prayer, like, yeah, I can't pray and ask God when's the end. I don't get an answer to that. If I pray, hey, is this situation going to be okay? And I might get a confirmation or something. That's the kind of confirmation I get from God. I don't I don't get like full answers as to how things are. There's some responsibility in me, and it is frustrating because I want I want everything. I I want to know how everything is going to be. If there was more information to get, I would watch it or read it or whatever. And every it seems like every source in this world has been poisoned at some point, and we're stuck in a pretty tough spot to live. But these are the smart people right here, right? These are the people that were able to kind of either that or very blessed to shake through it. And so, if anybody can figure it out, we can. If, with God's help, right? All glory to God. But we can do this. And, you know, hey, that's great, Dee Dee. Yeah. And see you tomorrow for sure. I'm glad you're here. Keep coming back, please. And so, oh, Chris, you put that up. That's excellent. Thank you so much, Chris. I appreciate it. Outstanding. That was really fast. Oh, Shaking My Head's productions. They're pretty good. They're kind of a big. They're getting big. I like them, because they mix in different smaller channels. They'll put it on their channel, and so it gets more traction. But it's hard to tell nowadays, man, with all these truth channels falling apart, and we're finding out that they're being run by some people. They're just monsters, man. I mean, I know that that's harsh to say it, man, but and I'll let you guys make your own opinion. I won't say who, but just know that there are channels out there being run by monsters, and you're gonna have to figure it out that it's hard to know who to trust anymore, man. I mean, I'm almost at the point where I can't even just say, look at these 5 channels, this is where all the truth is. I can't do that anymore. I used to be able to do that. Now I don't know who's telling what. It's that hard. I mean, it really is. Do you guys know 5 channels that you could give somebody and say, these people know all the truth? Just follow these people. It'd be hard for me to come up with 3 names, you know? I mean, the names I'd come up with, I'd have to say, well, yeah, avoid this and that. Yeah, I mean, this is hard, man. We are we are really looking at it now, people. I mean, if we're in denial about this being the end, when we don't even have 5 people that we can put on a list and say these are good sources to trust, right? It's got to be the end. And we're the people that dig down, past all the BS, past all the stuff you can't trust. I mean, can you imagine what regular people are they would have a list of, like, CNN or NBC. It's I mean, can you imagine, like, the horrific list that people have that they trust, and they form their opinions, like, on these things that are just out there. See, Ray, I'm gonna put something out on my community board. If you have a list of people that you think are good, then you can copy and paste it there if you want, or if you know a better way, or if you have a list you want to send me, then I could, like, post it or something so people have a good idea. But it's hard for me to get behind. Like, I mean, it would be hard for me to get behind it. I would just have to say that this is a list that Ray thinks is good, and that might be good enough. I mean, it's good enough for me to check it out for sure because I trust you. But it's so hard nowadays, right? It's just so hard. And it's not doom and gloom. It's just, this is, yeah, Jesus said it would be like this, and this is the way it's supposed to be. Everything's going the right way. God knows exactly what's going to be there in the end, and everything will happen the way it's supposed to happen. I mean, this is really, it couldn't go any better than it is right now. It's going exactly the way it's supposed to, and we're on track. We're the people, right? And I get it. Like, I don't know how it happened to me either. There's nothing special about me where I deserve any of this. I don't. I don't. That's the fact, right? Like, it's just accept it because it's real. It's odd that we're the people, right? But it is. And that's how it is, right? And this is what God wanted. And so I'm humbled by that. I do feel chosen in a way. Like, because I know I didn't do anything to earn it. I can't say, oh, yeah, obviously I'm on the list, like that would be insane, right? If I had to write, my life down on a piece of paper, it's not the worst life ever. I'm not a horrible dude, but on paper it doesn't look great. Would I let me in? Probably not, you know? And so this is it. This is the group, right? And there might be a couple other groups out there, couple few, right? Hidden in the cuts, right? And then there's, ancillary people after that, right? I mean, if there's 100,000 people online and like another few million, and I don't know how many people there are. You think there might be a billion people saved? I don't know. It's a very difficult thing to think about. I know. I know it. I know it, Shannon. Well, God started with 2 people, right? 2 people. And look at this whole world, and they even started over at some point. Yeah, I like the Nut House. I do. I enjoy going over there and doing shows. I can't wait till it's more like I'm really enjoying what's happening with that because the more we do shows, the more interconnected we're all going to be, and I think there's good people in both groups that will all get along, and it's already assimilating great, And then I told a lady I would do that spot with her tomorrow, so maybe 45 minutes, and then open up the panel over there. That'll be fun, I think. And yeah, Peanut is good. Yeah, Mike's good people. It's just hard to know anymore, right? I can only go now by like how somebody treats me. That's how I'm gonna go by things, right? And he's been nothing but gracious and nice to me, and so I'm gonna go with that. And um, I'm happy with that, and I don't have a problem um, saying that he's nice. I have a lot of respect for him. Yeah, I mean, hey, sometimes this I want to take the country back too, but I don't think Jesus wrote that in the script. I think it's, once it gets bad like this, it's separate, right? Come out of her. Yeah, if we got rid of the top 1% in all the countries, right? Then yeah, maybe we could take it back, but there's no saving any of it. It would have to be an all-out war, right? Like it would be a bloodbath, man. There'd be no doubt about that. They do. Hey, Chris, I agree. This is what they want. Yes. And it will happen. Like I hope that I don't think taking the reserve is Federal Reserve would be a good bet just because that's easy to rebuild, right? Because they're really handing us nothing, right? And they're saying that it has value. That's easy to. You have to hit. Well, I could talk to you about strategy offline, right? Like you have to hit things that they care about, right? And so, but I say just pray, man. Pray, separate yourself from their scenario, and carry on, right? Yeah, I mean, if they want to cut my head off, I don't care. I mean, there's worse things than that. I would rather have that happen than be hungry or be sick or be in pain or whatever, right? But yeah, I'm not hurting anyone for no evil. You're right about that. I'm done. I'm done being in the business of any of that. You're right about that. Absolutely. So anyway, guys, I will be hitting the old dusty trail. Um, Kicking the dust off of my feet because a lot of these cats, man, on here are just killing me, man. And I've been trying to meet new people all the time to invite them back here. But I mean, forget about somebody being saved. It's hard to get someone to get just to come over here that isn't already a Christian, or that doesn't already want to know God, right? It's hard to get somebody from zero to here, right? It's hard, man. I mean, with a reasonable person, I could probably prove God, and not prove empirically, but pretty darn close in a couple hours. But that's the thing, reasonable people. Where are you going to find those, right? They think it's all good to just put stuff in the water and teach the kids whatever, and I guess that's it, right? Lead by example, right? Yeah, I guess you're right. And we're gonna have to do that. That's us. That's us. And look, there's good men here, but there's a lot of strong women here too. And that's important. It wouldn't be this ratio, right? If it wasn't important, right? And so this is going to be the way it has to be. This is the way God wants it. And so I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful that there's, there always seems to be 12 in the chat when something good is going on. But anyway, God bless you guys. Praise Jesus for his sacrifice and his grace. Um, all glory, all of it goes to God. I mean, the only good thing about me is my love for God. That's it. And see you guys tomorrow at 7 a.m. And if any of you want to come on to talk, uh, I'll put something on the community board. Put down what you want to talk about, and I'll have you on. That's not a problem. That's not a problem at all. All right, I love you guys. Talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.